Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm moderator today. My name is Noliana Izzati binti Makam from Group 1, and we have our panelists over here is...
My name is Nur Fatin Zulaika binti Muhammad Kamal.
Hi, my name is Nuriza binti Ali Juari.
Hi, my name is Nurul Natasha binti Alias.
Okay, how are you guys right now? Is everything okay?
Everything okay?
Yes, okay.
I'm good.
Alright, is not everything good? Today, we want to discuss about heritage preservation. We have already discussed about one place heritage, it is Kellie'S Castle. To start our forum, I will tell you a little bit about this Kellie'S Castle. First of all, Kellie'S Castle, sometimes also called Kellie'S Folly, is a castle located in Batu Gajah Kinta district, Perak, Malaysia. Construction started in 1915. The unfinished run mansion was built by a Scottish painter named William Kelly Smith. William Kelly Smith was born in 1870 in Kellie'S, Moray Firth, Scotland. In 1890, at the age of 20, he arrived in Malaya as a civil engineer. He joined Charles Alma Baker's survey firm, who had won concession from the state government to clear 9,000 hectares of forest in Batu Gajah, Perak. He later returned to his home to marry below Scotsman's Agnes, and his wife was brought to Malaya. The following year, the couple was blessed with their daughter named Helen. 4 years after that, Agnes tried to conceive but failed. William Smith was to expect of a son as heir to take over the kingdom in the Malay archipelago. Years later, Agnes finally gave birth to a son named Anthony. The birth of his son was the initial stage of a greater gain for William Smith. To celebrate Anthony's birth, William Smith had decided to expand his home. Smith began planning for a large palace. Proposal planned to be dubbed Kellie'S House in honor of his home in Scotland. William Kelly Smith died at the age of 56 years old of pneumonia during a short trip to Lisbon, Portugal in 1926. William's wife was devastated and decided to move back to Scotland. Construction of the castle was never completed by Tamil Vernon workers. In the end, Kellie'S House, later known as Kellie'S Castle, was sold to a British company called Harrison and Crossfield. That's all that a little bit stories related to Kellie'S Castle. Okay, now I would like to ask several questions to our panelists. First question, I would like to ask Iza. Okay, Iza, why is it important to protect archaeological sites?
Archaeological sites must be protected for several reasons. First and foremost, it is critical to safeguard the artifacts and other material found within archaeological sites. Because the items have enormous historical worth, they may be subject to stealing by persons who regard the artifact as having monetary value. Furthermore, the material within the site may be susceptible to weather damage, thus it is critical to protect them from wind, rain, flooding, dust, and other weather phenomena. It is also critical to safeguard archaeological sites so that the archaeologists who investigate them are safe. The site must be preserved from cave-ins so that archaeologists can explore them without risking their life. That's all.
Okay, Fatih, why should we preserve the Kellie'S Castle?
Thank you, moderator. Kellie'S has a great historical value which is less for more than century carrying several of architecture styles from all over the world such as Indian, Roman and Greek. This castle has a great historical value which reflects a history a century ago of nation. The value of cultural heritage is not cultural manifestation itself, but in the wealth of experience and skill passed down from generation to generation. So, back to this question, why we should preserve the Kelly Castle? Because cultural heritage includes photo, artwork, and other significant objects in society. It also includes integrable elements such as knowledge, custom, belief, and architecture. Next, when we preserve the Kelly Castle, can improve our economy, which is inject new money into the economy, boosting business and tax revenue. Also, promote the active preservation and protection of important local resource. To keep this historical value alive, it needs to have conservation in a way to do not lose the great feature it has now. Kelly Castle is under the management of Malaysian government as a tourist attraction and it is even popular among tourists now. However, the outcome will make us proud one day. A heritage building its value is not quantifiable. Once it's lost, it can never be replaced and can be considered gone for good. I hopeful that one day the conservation of heritage building will be given serious consideration and not taken lightly. Thank you.
I agree with Fatin. If we preserve the Kelly Castle, generation will come to see the historical heritage and know about history of the place.
All right, thank you. Okay, next, Ain. How do we preserve cultural heritage in our country?
Okay, let me explain that. Firstly, what makes Malaysia more unique is its because diversity as a multiracial and multicultural country. This cultural heritage might become lost and extinct without any effort in preserving and safeguarding due to modernizations, assimilations, and globalizations. We present an overview of different culture, heritage in Malaysia and available efforts to preserve this treasure found from literature. Digital preservation effort that computer graphics, multimedia scientists, and practitioners could offer as alternative in preservation of culture and heritage. Preservation will also be included in these conservations.
Sorry, can you explain why?
Alright, let me explain that in more detail. Computer graphic and multimedia research for preservation of cultural heritage. We will discuss this topic mainly because consists of computer graphic and digital graphic, um, digital multimedia research. Computer graphic and multimedia technology has progressed to the state of being able to offer digital preservation representations of world's cultural heritage. There are various research and development projects carried out by our research members that are related to traditional games such as natural interaction using lab motions for marble game and congkak. These are some of the research examples combine affordable hardware to capture natural user interaction that incorporate. That's all.
All right, thank you, Ain. Okay, next, I would like to ask question, Iza. How do we educate our children on heritage preservation?
Thank you for the question. The way to educate children about heritage preservation is by educate with book. Many books are available to teach children about heritage. Parents can read storybooks about heritage to younger children, while for children who can read, parents can encourage them to choose books that explain about heritage. Other than that, educate children with movies. Parents should spend time with children to watch movies that are about historical places, cultural heritage, and so on. In this way, it can attract the interest of children to learn about heritage preservation. In addition, on weekend or public holiday, parents can take their children to visit historical places such as museums and so on. In this way, children will see for themselves as well as being exposed to history, causing children to realize that how important it is to preserve heritage. Thank you.
Thank you, Iza. I agree with you. But can I add a little way for how we educate our children on heritage preservation? So, in my point, I suggest increasing the number of television shows so that the younger generation know the importance of heritage preservation.
Alright, thank you, Iza and Fatin. Okay, Fatin, I would like to ask a question. What are the steps taken to protect place or monument?
Thank you, moderator. So, first, the step taken to protect place or monument. Historical research. Before embarking on any physical intervention in or design strategy for a potential conservation project, it is essential to assemble with all the available evidence on the building that is so to be conserved. First, originally designed drawing from previous investigation, historical evidence such as old photograph or map, report from previous investigation or any historical reports. Second, dilapidation survey. A dilapidation survey is the practice of identifying and recording building defects through the means of photography and digital documentation prior to any conservation work. So, so that for can affect the understanding the state of building defects, determining the cause of the building defects, identifying appropriate methods and technique of building conservation, and providing reference material to client, consultant, and project contractors. Lastly, conservation works. After diagnose the defect of heritage building, the conservator will prepare the proposal or method of statement on technique to repair and conserve heritage building. The process is from top to the down of the building. Example of building conservation work as follow: laying and fixing new timber floor, painting the wall with lime wash, and dismantling roof tiles and storage the salvage. Thank you.
Alright, thank you, Fatin. Okay, next, Ain. What are the agencies involved in heritage preservation in Malaysia?
Okay, the agency involved in heritage preservation in Malaysia is the Heritage of Malaysia Trust. This organization is the leading national heritage NGO with a reputation of excellence in heritage conservation service spanning nearly 30 years. As an independent, registered charity, its role is to raise awareness of heritage issues and advocate for the conservation-friendly environment in Malaysia. It aims to create awareness and public support for conservation so as to ensure the survival of our built heritage. Thank you.
Alright, thank you, Ain. Okay, thank you our panelists for asking the question. Okay, overall, it can be said that heritage place must be maintained. Example, Kellie's Castle, because of this historical place so that this place can be visited by the public and can also be explored by future generations. We can also know a little bit and can add knowledge related to historical place. This historical place can also attract tourists to come visit and see what is in those historical buildings. I hope that this heritage should preserve so that ancient story will not be disposed of. Alright, thank you everyone for spending your time with this our forum. See you later. Okay.